How's it going, guys? Deans here and welcome to another FIFA 20 video. Today we're going to be looking at a brand new Milestone Player Objective which has just come out. This one is going to be based around La Liga and we get none other than Moi Gomez. Another one. I don't know how I feel about this card, to be honest with you. Like, I'm just looking at it and all I'm thinking is I don't feel the hype with this one. Don't get me wrong, like 80 pace, 85 dribbling, 85 shooting, 87 passing. It's not bad, but nothing really about this card is making me want to scream out, go and complete this. Like, if you take a look at, say, the Premier League one, Trossard looks absolutely fantastic. When you first look at this card, you think that's actually a pretty fun looking card. You take a look at the Serie A one here, Politano. A lot of people have raved about this Politano card. Looks absolutely fantastic. Now, at the moment, I'm not rushing any of these cards. Like, if they don't get in my squad, they're not going to make an improvement to my squad, I'm not really rushing for it. At some point, I'll get them done. So a lot of these Premier League ones, I've kind of worked my way towards just over time. I don't feel a need to rush it. If I get them done, I get them done. So I've managed to do 6 just from casually doing other things on the game rather than just grinding through it. It's not too hard to do, and it's really weird how they've laid out the objectives. So we take a look at the Serie A one. Throughout all of this one, it's pretty much all just matches. All of this, score a goal in 3 separate matches. So what you can do in this one is you could literally just, if you built a squad up with 11 different leagues, different clubs out of all of these 20, probably not necessarily, I mean, it doesn't matter too much for your defenders, but, you know, you could do it if you wanted to, or even at the least what you could do is just have them on the bench. All you have to do is literally score a goal with them. That's it. If you wanted to, if it was a struggle, say for example, you had 3 players that you're doing at a time, you scored a goal with each of them and that was it, you can literally just quit out of the game and it would count. And that's pretty good. I don't know why EA then moved away from it. I know that kind of makes it easier. What does it matter? This is such a grind to do anyway. Just gift us this opportunity to do that. And so they did that with this one. They took it away with the Premier League one. I kind of get it, but at the same time, again, just didn't really understand it. And in this one, you had to score a goal in 2 separate rival wins for every single one. And the kind of impression that I got from that was that they just kind of wanted us to stop finding the real easy way to do it. And that is what it is. We found with a few objectives that there's a lot of easier ways to get them done than necessarily following the description for it. But we take a look at the La Liga one, going to assume this is going to be score a goal in 2 separate wins with most of them. So we've got here, of course, Barcelona, the rest of all of the La Liga. You've got a bunch of all these here that you've obviously got to go through. It's all going to be 2 rare gold player packs. Actually saying that, you've got these 3 here, you don't have to win. So if you really wanted to, you could just score with them and just allow the loss, to be honest. I don't really know why they've done that for free. I'm guessing these aren't going to be brilliant. I just want to maybe take a look at some of the players from these clubs, because I'm guessing these are definitely going to be the ones that you might have to have silvers and whatnot in your squads to do these. Let's just take a little look. So we want to look at Granada. Who's the best player? So you've got Soldado as a striker. He's with 57 pace, probably not an ideal one. Carlos Fernandez, again, 67 pace. You've got a Cam in Vico with 75 pace. Your probably best bet for this one is going to be Darwin Machis. May have butchered that name, but 75 rated left mid, 88 pace, 74 shooting. I'd probably, if it was me, I'd probably sub him on, to be honest, and try and get the goal with him. If I could score with him, then brilliant, it's done. That's not too awful whatsoever. And it is 2, of course, that you've only got to do it in. The other ones that we have had 3 and so on. So I have to do it with 2. Let's take a look necessarily at this club. Anyone decent here? So you've got just a lot of like low pace players. So you've got Adrian, 66 pace with 76 shooting. It's not the end of the world. I mean, having like slow players doesn't necessarily mean it's impossible, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. You've got Ezequiel Avila, who is obviously an Argentine striker, 78 pace, 76 shooting. So he'd probably be the one I'd pick up to go for with that one. So they're not awful. I'd probably just. You could just squeeze these out of the way. I don't really understand the difference of why they've then put these in. Like, just make it one or the other. Why have we got these three here? It's not the end of the world. It wouldn't be the hardest thing to do it. Granted, you're going to come up against a lot of people that are going to have hard squads this late into the game. I would have definitely, just at this point, if you're going to make people grind out all of these objectives, I'd 100% just score a goal in separate matches. What does it matter if you win or lose? A lot of the time, even if you didn't quit out, you're going to have to face up losses either way, if not, because you're just going to have to try and use some stinkers of players, and it's going to make it very difficult for you. Let's take a look now, finally, at Mallorca, and just see what we're working with here. So again, this isn't ideal. There is a left mid here, though, that I did use in my player review I just did with Seedorf, and it is going to be Lego Jr., who is Ivory Coast left mid with 88 pace and 71 shooting. So this is another one. I'd probably go with him. He was really good. I believe he's got 4-star. Again, I'd probably sub him on at striker. So a lot of what you probably could do with a lot of this would be subbing on. So you have to score separate. So say, for example, you had Barcelona player. I'll go into the actual squads menu so we can break it down a little bit more. What I'd probably do is I'd line up my squads all together. And I just kind of change things up. So we use this as an example. Obviously, it's not a full Liga squad, but this is just kind of a little test squad I've got going on at the moment. So, for example, I've got Dembele and Inaki Williams up top here. So I've got Barcelona and Athletic Club. I've got the two of them up there. They're the two players I'll be going for. I mean, what I probably would do on top of that is I'd probably just stick Morales in there as well. So that's a third player. I've got 3 players there that I can score with. Realistically, what you want to do is you want to sub them off as soon as you've scored with them, because what's the point otherwise? They're just there being useless. So I then potentially fill my bench with a bunch of the Liga players that are going to help me and benefit me here. I don't believe I've got too much in the club that's going to help me out with this objective. But let's take a look at what we've got here. So I've got, say, a Vidal here. We've got Santi Cazorla. I don't actually need Vidal either, do I? So take Vidal out because obviously it'd be Barcelona. We've got Willian Jose, not the best pace, but still it's another player with a different club as the example. So we've got 3 players here. So ideally what I could just do is you obviously got your 3 subs. Once I've scored with the 3 of these, doesn't necessarily have to be score 3 of them, then sub off. I could score with Dembele and then go, right, let's get Dembele off, stick on Asensio, sub on Asensio, then that's me with an extra player. Because you don't really want to be in a position where, say, you're playing, then you pass it back to a player you've already scored with, because it's just a waste of your time. Granted, you want to be able to get the win, but if you're going to be scoring goals, you want to try and get this objective done. So score with Asensio, I'd probably sub him off immediately as soon as I've scored with Dembele, press pause, sub him out, get the next player in. Then just the same, if one of these two scored again, sub him out, get the next player in. One of these score again, sub him out, get the next player in. It's just kind of that easy. You just kind of grind through it. A lot of people I have seen on Twitter, they can actually get these done relatively fast. I know with the past ones, there are a lot of people that within a few hours have managed to get these completed. So they're not hard to complete by any means, but it is a long grind to go through. And that's kind of why I'm not overly interested, unless it's going to be an absolute beast player that's really going to get straight in my squad and work for me. It just isn't going to work. Don't be wrong, this card's good, and I want to see if maybe we've got some in-game stats at the moment for this card, because I just want to see what it looks like. Though he's got like almost got all 70s, apart from defending, which doesn't necessarily matter for this card. I just don't know if I really think this card's going to be made. I mean, he's got 91 stamina. Strength is pretty awful at 64 strength, 63 aggression. Let's take a look at dribbling. 76 reaction, 76 composure. Agility is good, balance is good, so he's pretty good around with his dribbling. A lot of the stats are pretty good. I don't know what it is about this card. I just don't think I just don't feel that hyped towards it. And don't get me wrong, he'll probably get in nicely in one of my squads. I am always looking for a way. At the moment, I seem to have been forced towards the Bundesliga quite a bit, but would always love to find a way just to get PK back into the squad. So he does get that good link to PK. But at the same time, like I've just unlocked this Footmas Santi Cazorla, and I want to compare the two real quickly. So let's just say, for example, this Santi Cazorla. Let's find this Gomez card and just compare him. Moi Gomez, concept players. So here is Gomez. Now between the two of them, I feel like Santi's going to be the better player. 5-star, 5-star. I know some of them, like say stamina is obviously a lot worse. Both of them have pretty poor strength. But that's kind of it. Other than that, this Santi card is much better. And I feel like it played much better for me in game, whereas this Gomez card, it's just got a few issues in there that I just... I don't know, maybe it's just me complaining stupidly for it, but he doesn't get in my squad. I've got this Santi card anyway, and it didn't take much grinding to get this card whatsoever. So when you compare the two of them, like, I really haven't rushed to do many of the objectives, and I managed to pick up this Santi Cazorla card through the season's objectives. And when you think of the amount of effort you're going to have to put in to get this card, not only that, but if you don't have all the players from clubs, if you don't even have the best players, because you're not going to want to use, like, I don't know. We'll find someone as an example in my club. So say I need to go through, complete all the clubs. If I don't want to spend any coins, I'm going to have to hope I've got something decent in my club. Otherwise, any of the decent players are going to be very expensive. Otherwise, you've just got to kind of use a bit of a poor player. So let's take this as an example. I've got no one here really that's going to get this objective done for me. I could sub Juan Me on and just hope that I'd manage to get it completed, but... at the same time, it just feels a bit annoying. So it means I'm going to have to go and buy players. So this is why I kind of don't really feel the grind's worth it for this card. That Politano is probably the exception so far. I've seen so many good things about him, but I've just not grinded him because he just doesn't get in my squad. Like, I don't use a lot of Serie A players, and so he just wouldn't get the links for me. The only time I'd maybe consider it is if, say, I did work towards, like, Del Piero through the icon swaps, and I think, right, well, I've got a good link there. I can get him in, but... yeah, most of these cards, with the exception of Politano, I don't feel have been worth the grind. They're very easy to complete, so it's not hard whatsoever. It would be a lot worse if it was difficult, but yeah, it's just not it for me. But let me know in the comment section below if you guys are going to be completing these milestones objectives. If you've completed all of them, then fair play to you. Let me know which ones you completed. Will you be rushing to get this one? I feel like a lot of people won't be, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section below. Apart from that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.